being here. Myself and my colleagues are here to provide you an update about this morning's critical incident. At this point in time, we will be providing several different statements from different members of our team that are here. However, we will not be taking questions. At this time, it is an active and ongoing investigation. I want to start with my deepest condolences to the victims and their families, as well as to our entire community. Tragedies like this are horrific for any community to endure, not just for the victims, the first responders, and the people who were there, but for everyone who calls our community home. Violence is not acceptable, especially in our public spaces. Everyone has the right to be safe here, and we are committed to ensuring the safety in our city. I want to be clear, the suspect is to blame for this incident. His actions is responsible for the tragedies that he created. This morning at 7:25, Reno police officers responded to the Grand Sierra Resort on the report of an active shooter. Within 2.5 minutes, our PD officers arrived on scene and were able to locate the suspect on the northwest side of the property in the parking lot. The suspect confronted these responding officers with a firearm, and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The bravery and rapid response by our officers stopped the suspect's rampage on innocent victims, which definitely saved lives and prevented additional people from being victimized. Officers and personnel from the GSR provided medical aid to the victims until Reno Fire Department and REMSA arrived on scene. The quick response by these skilled medical professionals ensured immediate treatment and transportation without hesitation to local hospitals. During the incident, one officer sustained minor injuries, most likely from glass fragments. This was the only physical injury our officers received during the incident. Officers, deputies from the Reno Police Department, Washoe County Sheriff's Office, Nevada Highway Patrol, Nevada State Police, Nevada Parole and Probation, Sparks Police, and several federal agencies responded to the scene. I cannot thank our first responders and GSR personnel enough for their rapid response and help in ensuring the victims of this tragedy received instantaneous help. The Sparks Police Department will be the primary investigating agency for the officer-involved shooting and the active shooter investigation. And this is part of our county-wide protocol for officer-involved incidents. I would now like to introduce Chief Crawford with the Sparks Police Department to provide more details about the investigation.
Good afternoon. I will provide you information about this incident that is known at this time. The unidentified male suspect was observed walking onto the parking lot of the GSR from the north part of the property. The suspect continued walking on foot to the valet area of the GSR. Once at valet, the suspect produced a handgun and pointed it at a group of victims. The suspect's firearm malfunctioned, however, he was able to make it operable. Once operable, the suspect fired multiple times at the group of victims at valet. In total, 5 people in the valet area sustained gunshot wounds, and 1 victim was pronounced deceased on scene. 4 other victims were transported to a local area hospital. Of those 4 victims, 1 was declared deceased at the hospital, 2 victims remain in critical condition, and 1 has been released from the hospital. It was later determined that the suspect had multiple firearm magazines with him at the time of the shootings. The suspect then fled back north through the parking lot, at which time a GSR security officer located the suspect in the parking lot, and the suspect opened fire on the security guard. The security officer returned fire at the suspect. The suspect then continued fleeing north through the parking lot. Another victim was driving through the parking lot, and the suspect opened fire on this person, striking the victim. That victim was pronounced deceased on the scene. Reno police officers arrived on scene and located the suspect, where he fired upon officers, striking a patrol vehicle. An officer-involved shooting then occurred. Multiple officers from the Reno Police Department discharged their firearms, striking the suspect. The suspect was taken into custody and transported to a local area hospital, where he remains in critical condition. In total, 6 victims were shot. 3 of them are now deceased, 2 remain in critical condition, and 1 was released. At this time, we have no reason to believe there is a connection between any of the victims and the suspect, and we have no known motive by the suspect. Our condolences to all persons involved in this tragic incident, especially to the family members of the deceased. The Sparks Police Department is lead on the investigation and will be assisted by the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. This is an active investigation. Any new information related to the investigation will be released by the Sparks Police Department through written communication when possible. And we will bring up Reno Mayor Hillary Sheeby.
On behalf of the city of Reno, we want to sincerely express our condolences, our heartfelt prayers to everyone that has been impacted in this situation, especially friends, family, and loved ones. That is really important to stay focused on in times of severe tragedy. I want to say thank you so much to our first responders. As you could hear from the comments from Chief Crawford and Chief Nance, there was incredible, swift action that took place, and it apprehended this individual from going into the building. That is really, really remarkable. I want to say thank you so much to all of you, and we're so fortunate to have all the jurisdictions that were there hand in hand working with each other. I want to say thank you to my city manager's department, J.W. Hodge, Jackie Bryant, the governor's office, Chief Nance, Chief Crawford. Thank you for, we have been in contact all morning long, and it's weighing heavily on everyone's hearts. So I'm so grateful for the swift action of our first responders. We can't thank you enough. We're so fortunate to have the police department and the region's best that we have right here. Last but not least, I do want to give a reminder that life is very, very fragile. So please tell your family, your loved ones, your friends that you love them every day, because life can be very unpredictable. So I just want to thank all of you, all of the media, my team, and the GSR. I do want to point out we have been very fortunate to have a very close relationship with the GSR and their security team. I know that we have had that relationship for a long time, so I'm very grateful to their swift action as well. They have worked with our law enforcement for a very long time, and I think because everyone was so well trained that we were very fortunate. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here.
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Cochran. I am the Reno Fire Chief. The fire department's involvement in this began when we were notified at Engine 21, which is the station essentially across the parking lot from the GSR. Since they notified us of a potential shooting event, Engine 21 responded immediately, extremely short response time, immediately upgraded the call as well, which means they asked for additional resources. So we sent Engine 1, Ladder 1, a battalion chief, and a safety officer in addition to Engine 21. So we had a total of 16 people on scene. They staged in the area until RPD secured the scene, and then immediately responded in. Took them less than 30 seconds to begin assessing and treating patients. After doing so, or as they did so, we had 3 firefighters who assisted with transports, the ambulances that brought victims to the hospital to provide treatment while en route to the hospital. Thank you, and I think next up is, I would like to also express the condolences on behalf of the Reno Fire Department, and our thoughts are with everybody, especially the families who were involved in this incident. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Todd Kerfoot, Director of EMS Operations at Remsa Health. Remsa Health shares the community's sadness at this morning's critical incident at the Grand Sierra, and we are keeping those affected by this event in our thoughts. I can share some patient care and transport information, but I'm limited in the amount of details due to patient privacy. Remsa Health Dispatch Center received the call at 7:25 for gunshot wounds and an active shooter, possibly with 2 patients. Immediately, 2 ambulances were sent, as well as the on-duty EMS supervisor. The first unit was staged at 7:29, and at 7:32, Reno Police advised we were clear to enter the scene. At that time, an additional 4 units were requested. In total, 9 ambulances responded, including 1 from Truckee Meadows and 1 from Reno Fire. Remsa Health transported 4 patients from the scene, 1 of which was the suspect. 3 other patients with minor injuries declined transport. 2 patients were deceased upon arrival of our crews were not transported. The patients who were transported had injuries consistent with gunshot wounds. The first unit on scene was there within 4 minutes. Scene and transport times were minimized, and crews were focused on providing life-saving interventions and prioritizing rapid transport of the patients to the trauma center. I want to express appreciation to the Remsa Health crews for demonstrating clinical and operational excellence during a demanding and dynamic situation. Thank you too to the Reno Fire Department, Truckee Meadows Fire, North Lake Fire Protection District for their roles in the event as well. We're proud to serve alongside these regional law enforcement and fire departments and to be entrusted by the community to provide medical care and transport during difficult moments like this. Thank you. And I would like to introduce Shannon Keel from Grand Sierra.
Good afternoon. Just like all the other agencies, first I want to express our deepest sympathy to those affected by this morning's tragic event. Our hearts are with the victims and their loved ones during this incredibly difficult time. We are grateful for the swift response from the Reno Police Department and all the other agencies up here today, as well as our emergency personnel. Their quick action, minutes, I have to emphasize, helped bring the situation under control before more lives were at risk. I also want to recognize the immediate and brave response from the GSR Armed Security Officer team. This specially trained team has been in place at GSR for years and is on site 24/7 to support the safety of our guests and team members. They responded within minutes. In addition, GSR employs a department of trained EMT team members who rendered medical aid to the victims in those critical early moments. Their courage, training, and compassion made a real difference today. The incident occurred outside of the building, in the parking areas, not related to any GSR activities. There is no ongoing threat to the public, and the resort remains open and operational. We are focused on supporting anyone who may have been impacted, including our guests and team members. Your safety has always and will remain a priority. We are fully cooperating with all law enforcement agencies involved. We are extremely appreciative for the ongoing teamwork and cooperation between GSR and all of these local agencies. We thank the committee, the community, GSR team members, any guests that were at GSR today for their concern and support. While this has been a difficult day, we remain committed to creating a safe, welcoming environment for anyone who chooses to spend their time at Grand Sierra Resort. Thank you.
Within a few weeks, the video of the officer-involved shooting will be released to our community. We would like to ask all of you and our community members to have patience as these investigations are in-depth and do take time. Any witnesses or anyone who has information regarding this incident who has not already spoken with officers, please contact the Sparks Police Department. Any additional questions regarding the investigation should be directed at the Sparks Police Department, and as new information becomes available, we will provide that to you. Thank you all for being here, and we appreciate your support during this time. Any employees among the deceased or injured? GSR?
We have no other questions at this time. Thank you, guys.
Excuse me, Chief. I have a question about